Hey all, and welcome back for the finale of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets for the PlayStation 1. We've gotten all the cards, we have become the biggest SWAT this side of Ravenclaw, and now, I think it's finally time to rescue Ron's sister from the clutches of the Chamber of Secrets itself. Hopefully the Basilisk wasn't too hungry when she went down there, otherwise, this will be a fun story to tell around the Christmas dinner table at the Weasleys.
Like, and Hermione's all still petrified. Like, this really is the one book that set itself up nicely to have a real bad bad end.
Yeah.
So the stakes are pretty good here for the second book.
Maybe it's making me appreciate it a little bit more. Maybe the sequelitis is starting to fade. I will say, though, that Kenneth Branagh carries the second movie on his back.
Oh, without a doubt.
Where is he? Where could Gilderoy Lockhart, that dashing rogue, have gone? Surely he's not hiding behind a series of magic spell rooms.
Oh no! See, this was probably what I'd say is that the mystery of the second game is better, but by the time we get to the whole area of getting to like the final boss dungeon of Hogwarts, I feel like Sorcerer's Stone does it a lot better.
Oh yeah.
With the different magical puzzle rooms. Chamber of Secrets doesn't really have that type of moment. Probably just, because you don't want to repeat that type of moment, but I feel like it kind of puts it at a disadvantage when you compare it then to the first book when they just kind of get on to the Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah, because like in Philosopher's Stone, getting past those things was part of the story. Like, all the teachers had a hand in putting that stuff together to protect the Philosopher's Stone from Voldemort and Voldemort's minions. But I believe in the book, like, they just go to find Lockhart and he's in the middle of, like, packing his suitcase or whatever. That doesn't really make for an engaging gameplay experience. And I will say, in terms of being a game, I think the PS1 version of Chamber of Secrets does handily in some areas beat out Philosopher's Stone, but as an experience I would say I prefer Philosopher's Stone as a whole, like story, implementation, music usage, wizard crackers, it's all there.
What's up, my dude? What the heck were you doing at this very exact moment?
I'm rather busy at the moment.
Professor, I have some information for you. I think Moaning Myrtle was the girl who was killed by the monster 50 years ago.
Did you know that?
You may know where the entrance to the Chamber of
I feel like
Secrets is.
everyone would know that. I feel like everyone who was like involved in the initial investigation would know that.
I have to say, considering, nobody could figure out where the Chamber of Secrets was, it's just like, he clearly didn't look very hard, because literally, there's the ghost of the girl who died when it opened the last time, and she kind of doesn't shut up. So you could just, have a quick chat with her, and she'd probably say, oh, it's there.
Yeah, I did think it a bit odd that, like, no one clued in on where the Chamber of Secrets was, considering Moaning Myrtle spends, like, 3 days a week screaming, I was killed by a basilisk in this girl's bathroom.
I live here.
I didn't hear because Olive Hornby was teasing.
She has kind of an accent here, which makes me believe, like, they didn't really understand the actress in Chamber of Secrets' voice. Wasn't her putting on a voice, it's just her natural speaking voice.
A different language.
That's like the shenanigans with the Final Fantasy 13 voice actors. How everyone complained about Vanille's accent when that was like an actual Australian actress, but like no one cared about Fang's accent. It's like, no, that one's actually just an American faking an accent. So y'all are just complaining about an actual Australian accent.
It's quite funny when you think about accents, because like sometimes you hear an accent and you just go, that's gotta be fake, and it's just like, no, that is someone's actual speaking voice, and that is someone's actual accent.
The taps are turning into snakes.
And
Saying something in Bastard
choices.
This didn't happen in either the book or the thing.
Open.
It would make it a lot more obvious where the Chamber of Secrets is again. It's like, the snake problem in the bathroom.
I gotta say, this is not the way I visualised the chamber opening up when I read the book.
Don't need me, so I'll be
I don't think anybody would have visualised it happening that way either, especially considering, it doesn't look like there's actually a hole underneath there. they just sort of pretended that there was a hole, despite the fact that this just had the same marble floor, and they just, clipped Harry through the bottom of it because they thought, the camera's going to hide the multitude of sins there.
It's okay. Whee!
Oh, have we got another sliding minigame?
We do, with the Banjo-Kazooie-esque music. Let's go!
Amazing.
Hooray!
Man, I want to go into the fucking Chamber of Secrets every day if it's like this. Ah, there he goes!
You gotta beat him, otherwise he'll grab all of the coins before you do.
Now listen, Harry, just because I beat you at Diddy Kong Racing doesn't mean I don't have your best interests at heart.
It's so hard to go fast!
Oh, Jesus!
I have to say, this very much feels like Pull the Lever Kronk.
Yes, a little bit. Why do we even have that entrance to the Chamber of Secrets? I fell off this bit so many times when I was recording.
I can understand how.
Jesus fucking Christ.
It's not a race, is it?
No, it's
You
not.
just need to make it to the end. Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, whatever.
Enter the giant snake theme hell portal and we'll be all good. Right on my bomb. It's okay, we have a spell to fix it. Hello, teacher of mine.
Adult, the responsible one. Hello.
Ah, welcome, Harry. Here you are at last.
Wow, you're a bit
Harry.
manic right
I
now.
think he's lost it.
Lost it. What? No.
No, Harry, you're going to lose your memory.
Someone got a paycheck and someone wanted to earn it all on the very last day.
Yeah, this dude is giving it his all to play Gilderoy Lockhart. I need to look this up.
Oh no, I know what he's gonna do. He's gonna try and hit us with one of his memory charms.
Thank you for spelling it out for the audience, Ron.
Famous Lockhart.
I mean, that's kind of a disgusting thing that this grown man is going to magically drug these children to make them forget a traumatic experience. It's kind of yikesy.
But, I mean, the whole thing's just filled with yikes, so is it surprising?
I mean, it's why he's the bad guy, because, I mean, the diary is just doing diary evil things. This guy is, like, legitimately taking actions to, like, mess up the lives of people around him here at Hogwarts.
He's malicious.
Sure, Tom Riddle's diary is evil, but it's not like it's cited like, oh, hey, October 27th, gonna start, like, destroying Hogwarts.
Yeah, it's the echo of something evil.
There you go, yeah. Well, I wasn't sure if I was kind of, like, getting on with that one, but yeah, versus Lockhart is just being a first-person grade A asshole.
Yeah, it's kind of a good introduction for this sort of character to kids, I guess. Like, someone can technically be good but do evil things, and he just basically blew his own brains out, essentially.
Will even be, like, societally viewed good. Like, because that's really what Gilderoy has, is he has fame. He has,
Ron,
the respect of people who don't really know him.
yes,
But
I'm here, I'm fine.
and then I feel like that's also
Lockhart
kind of
isn't,
in
though.
contrast
He got
to,
blasted by his
Harry
own
Potter
memory
being
charm.
a child
What are we
celebrity
going to
in
do
the
now?
wizarding world.
Well, we
So it
can't
kind of
do
also
this,
shows
it'll
that,
take
like,
ages.
even
There's
though
only one
Harry
thing
is
to
this,
do.
like,
You wait
famous
here and
person
I'll
in the
go
wizarding
on.
world, that's not
Ginny's been
everything.
down here
He
for
still
hours,
needs to
and
step
if we
up
waste
and be
any
a
more time, it
good
might be
person,
too
lest
late.
he go
Okay,
down the
Harry,
path of a
I'll
Lockhart.
start trying to shift some of this rock so you can get back through.
Okay, so Mark Lowenthal, I believe, voiced Lockhart in both this and the GameCube version, because I can't really find any differentiating cast credits. And like we said, he earned that paycheck. He was pretty good throughout the game. So yeah, welcome to the Chamber of Secrets. It's not just a long hallway with a snake. There are puzzles to do before we get to the final fight.
Do we get to refight the bosses that we fought in the previous dungeons?
No. So no giant spider part 2.
Oh, thank God for that.
This is the worst final game boss dungeon. Lame.
Not everything has to be a Zelda or a Mega Man, okay?
You say that, but I disagree.
Okay, fair enough. That's one of my favourite pieces of imagery from these games, just Harry taking a big old swig of, like, Wicked World potion.
And then pours out a bit for the homies.
It is. This is from my homie Ginny. Sorry I couldn't get there in time. I was busy collecting trading cards.
Oh no, the collectathon timeline.
Busy collecting trading cards and also chugging down Wicked World potion. Sorry!
The life. Harry lets fame go to his head and decides to just live it up.
Well, let's just look at this from like a logical point of view. Hogwarts students wear their colours everywhere. They drink potions they find on the floor. They're gang members, essentially.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Gang.
Goodbye, giant rat. I'm stopping the Black Plague's resurgence one rodent at a time. Penultimate room of the game right here.
Ooh!
I don't think it warranted something like that. A bit more understated, please.
Ooh.
Thank you.
It's not even like a giant hippo weighing down to, block out the door or nothing. It's pretty underwhelming if you ask me.
The Door of Secrets!
It's light, alright guys? We know it's light, I know it's light, you know it's light, like, we're good there, right?
So, these little antechambers here basically contain a bunch of switches, or levers, or levers, that will bring up the platforms in the main chamber. We gotta press all of them to be able to climb up to the Door of Secrets.
Lovely.
Just burn a slug. It did nothing for me.
I thought it was an underwater section, like, at the very end of the game. It's like, oh hey, swimming controls, how would you like these for one level?
Jesus. I wonder, are there any underwater segments in the Goblet of Fire game adaptation? Because there are sections of the book where Harry does go underwater.
I have no idea, but I would assume so, because obviously that is one of the trials in the Triwizard Tournament, and it would be a bit crap if in the game adaptation of the Triwizard Tournament you didn't get to participate in the games in the Triwizard Tournament.
I'm sorry, I'm just thinking now that the Deathly Hallows games, if they got adapted, and if they did, have to have an adaptation scene of Ron seeing Demon Memory, Harry and Hermione making out. Like, it has to, like, that's part of the plot.
I'm pretty sure they did technically get adapted.
Okay.
But I can't remember exactly how good they were. Oh no, yeah, so they were released. So there was one for every single film. So they did a part 1 and a part 2 of the Deathly Hallows.
Ooh.
To match in with the films. But I just remember them being really poorly received.
By that point, I think Harry Potter Mania was petering out, so they didn't really need to put in all that much effort.
I think by 2010, 2011, video game adaptations of films were just becoming a bit of a... Everyone's going, yeah, really? Largely because people weren't putting in the effort, or the budget wasn't being provided to the developers to make a good adaptation.
All the time.
You say that, but I would argue that the data actually shows that what had happened was they had made the adaptation of B-Movie the game, and thus had created the perfect video game adaptation, and so any further efforts towards the genre were deemed futile.
Like, what's even the fucking point? Just throwing the source code in the bin. Alright, so that should be 2 of them. We just gotta do 1 more now. Very good.
Chamber of Secrets, other games move past you killing rats and spiders in the dungeon. Like, you don't just keep doing that for the whole game. But, I mean, sure, why not?
We gotta get this shifted out and into stores within a year, alright? We sort of have a repeat of a boss from the finale of the first game here, although that dude had a giant sword and, like, shockwaves, and the Dutch angle was a lot more intense back then.
Yeah, and that guy was literally just not really doing anything other than walking menacingly towards us with a flail that wasn't really doing anything.
But by killing him, we get so many humanities restored. Like, it's worth it.
Just going out of my way to get all the points that I can before the end of the game. Yes, these still count. Dumbledore is always watching.
How sad that, like, we're at the end of the game and we're still just using the, like, level 1, hold the first action button down spell. Like, my goodness.
Well, I'm sorry, but to get Flipendo Duo, you need 500 beans, and I wasn't about to go back through areas to grind them, alright?
Oh god, no, not when you only had, like... You had 244 at last check?
And the fact that the only power-up is an upgrade to that first level, first button spell. Like, come on. Like, this is what people need when it's, like, competitive or repetitive combat. Like, my goodness.
Very good. Get out of here with your secrets. The end is around here somewhere, I can smell it, but first we must destroy more knights. Yeah, 260, baby.
Pretty cool to get so much Chamber of Secret content out of the game versus, like, in the movie it gets... I mean, they're in the chamber pretty quick, and then they immediately got a plot dump once we get to, like, the pits of the chamber, so this is kind of cool that we get a whole, like, final dungeon. Actual difficulty, like, if I was a small child, I would be very scared and very bad at getting through this area.
I would say the difficulty for these games perfectly fits the age bracket they were aiming for. Obviously, I have to redo a few things just to get, like, good runs or, you know, to get cards sometimes, but overall I didn't struggle too much. It was mostly the stitching together footage that took up most of my time. Okie dokie, so I guess we can head on into the boss now.
Oh god.
This is basically just lighting up all of the glyphs on a door to unlock it.
I'm coming, mysterious voice. You'll get to rip and tear me soon enough.
It's the end of the game. I literally have all of the potions that I told myself not to use because I thought I would use them later, and now there is no later. So here I am.
There was a cauldron down there just in case you needed a health refill, but I wouldn't worry too much. God, she's just a pile of textures at this point.
Oh no, that's just how everyone looks.
Oh yeah.
She's alive.
Kind of forget that sometimes.
Only just. Ginny's been writing.
Hello,
in the
it's
diary for
me.
months, pouring out her soul. And as she did, I grew
It would be
stronger
terrible if I were to be
until I had enough
recast
power
to
start
an even
pouring
slimier
my
looking
soul
British
back
boy in
into
later
her.
adaptations.
Ginny Weasley opened the Chamber of Secrets.
Real shame if he
She
was
drew
the
threatening
series
letters on the
antagonist.
walls and set the serpent of Slytherin on the Mudbloods and Filch's cat.
I mean, I'm pretty
I'm
sure,
afraid
I can't
Ginny
remember
told me all
which
about you, Harry. So I
edition
decided
of
to
Tom
show
Riddle
you
it
my
is, but I'm pretty
famous
sure one of them is
capture
played
that
by
great oaf Hagrid
Fine's
to gain
kid.
your trust.
I think so.
One day, I
Either
hope
that or
to
it's
lead
like one of
another
the
in my
director's kids or
to finish the
producer's
work
kids.
of
Somebody's
Salazar
kid
Slytherin.
plays Tom Riddle
I knew
at
you
some
were
point
betrayed
in the
Slytherin,
series.
So I led Ginny down
Okay,
here
one
to
thing, just
wait.
because I'm pretty sure we're not going to get to, like, those games, and so at that point to talk about it, but one thing that I think is kind of lost, like, in the movie translation, like, aside from, you know, the hyper-focus on the teen drama, too, is that in the book, there are scenes that we have, like, from Tom Riddle's perspective. Like, sometimes we know, like, it's from his perspective, and sometimes it's kind of more like, oh, I wonder, you're kind of left to wonder, like, whose perspective it is, but they don't really have, like, equivalent scenes in the movies of those. So really, you just get Voldemort, like, as the big monster baddie. And I don't know, I feel like that's something that's kind of lost within the movie series that you get in the books. It kind of does help a lot with making Voldemort and Tom Riddle, the whole thing there, makes him definitely more of a character as opposed to a big bad villain.
Also, who's that student on the side. Oh, that's Tom Riddle. Sorry, I had a moment there just going, "Who's that refereeing this match?"
It's not a fucking duel.
Set up like one.
It really is. Describe the difference between a boss fight and a duel in this game. They serve the same function.
Well, giant snakes aren't usually involved, apart from that one time when Malfoy was a pussy and couldn't take the L like a man. Thank you for giving me a sword and a hat in that order.
Aw, here we go. Harry Potter is a true Gryffindor, whatever the fuck that means.
It means he can wield the sword. It's like, you know, Link is the one who can use the Master Sword.
Guess so, but like he was already a chosen one, like boy who, like he already had chosen one status. Why did they need to make him like the choseniest chosen one? Like, what was up with that?
Hack writing! Sorry, I think sort of the important thing here to note is that we've got Ginny's deceased corpse just sitting here throughout pretty much the entirety of this boss fight, and that's hilarious.
Meanwhile, we're fighting using Ghostbuster tactics.
Essentially, yeah, we're just reflecting his beam here, and this is the whole boss fight, and you might think I have missed a trick or something. No, the boss fight just kind of goes on for this long.
Ooh.
Oh my god. Like you had the whole snake boss fight earlier in the game. I thought like that was gonna serve like a good game design function of being an introduction to whatever tactic you were going to need to take down the final boss. But no, clearly not.
I gotta say though, this is a really good model for like a giant snake, because remember we're still on PS1 here.
I think it looks good. Well, that and also the big face in the back too.
Yeah, oh jeez, look at it.
It's just a shame about the gameplay decision here. Like they didn't really think this through, how to make sure that it went as efficiently, I suppose is the way of phrasing it.
I would have just bumped up the damage that you do with deflecting stuff like by 1.5 and that would have been fine, but yeah, I guess since we're at the end of the game here, Mexi, how's your experience with Chamber of Secrets PS1 been, mate?
At the moment, I'm questioning it. Just with this whole final boss fight here, like, why even the giant snake lasers? That's what. Why? You could just have him fight like a snake with his big teeth. What is going on here? Why is it a deflecting laser fight? This is so weird. I'm very confused. But I mean, it's been fun up until this point. This is very much kind of like been a fun nostalgia trip through the second book, which is still probably my favorite that I can recall of the Harry Potter books. So, fun game, fun book. I just still have no idea what the hell's going on at this moment in time.
Well, don't worry, there's another minute or two of it for you to just get your laughing tackle around. What about you, Rich?
I think the PS1 version very much seems to me like Choices the game. There are a few very interesting choices that were made in this adaptation. I think the GameCube version is definitely better. I think it's a much more cohesive title. And I think it is much more enjoyable to kind of experience, even if it is perhaps on the more simplistic side, in certain areas. Other than that, I've had a fun time revisiting this, even in a slightly different format to how I experienced it, and yeah, it's just, I think it very much seems like a game that was doing so well until it came to this, and this final boss fight is kind of rapidly diminishing my opinion of the game, because obviously this is what we're closing out on.
It's still going!
This is why, when you have an end to your game, or any narrative, you need to make sure that it's good, because it's what people remember about their experience quite often. So make sure that it's good, and doesn't peter out into boringness, because otherwise people start to get a little bit fed up and then just go, oh, that was it. Thank God that's done.
That's it, I'm moving to Percy Jackson. So yeah, the PS1 version, like I said, didn't grow up with it. I just felt like we should complete the set, because obviously Argonaut Games won't get the license for future Harry Potter stuff. They'd go on to be done by like EA, etc. And as the games went on, my interest in them kind of petered out as well, but I'm glad that I at least played the PS1 games. Like Richie said, there are some weird choices with this one, and this boss is an anticlimax that just goes on for way too long. But besides this, I would say, like, as a game, it's a good sequel. But as an experience, you can't beat the nostalgia of the first one and Super Wizard Crackers.
Totally fair.
He's almost done, lads. Yeah!
Hooray, we solved the mystery of the Chamber of Secrets. We're not coming back here for a while.
Ah, fuck, yeah, take my book. I don't need it anymore. Harry was meant to be stabbed in the arm when the Basilisk fell on him. Ah, no, it stinks!
I mean, was Voldemort in actuality the worst Lich ever? The fact that he got taken down by a teenage boy.
I mean, basically, yes, but there we go.
I guess Harry just collapses out of exhaustion this time and not being poisoned by fucking basilisk venom.
He might still be poisoned. We've still got a little bit of a cutscene to go.
He's anime
There
tired.
was silence. Silence except for the steady drip.
Why is Harry always, like, bemused in these
The
cutscenes?
basilisk venom had burnt a
I don't know, Ginny. I just don't know about this whole wizarding
shaking all
thing.
over,
I'm
Harry
not
pulled
from
himself
around
up.
these
His
parts.
head was spinning as though he'd travelled miles by flu powder. Ginny drew a great shuddering gasp.
Oh, Harry, I fucking love you. I ain't gonna stop loving you, bitch.
The ships, they're starting.
Harry told her that it was all right, that Riddle and the basilisk were finished.
And he definitely was not impregnated by basilisk venom. We have to get out of here.
He's definitely
They
not
were
dying.
flying upwards, and before he'd stopped enjoying the ride, it was over. All three of them were hitting the wet floor of Moaning Myrtle's bathroom.
They slipped over onto their bombs and had a good British
Harry
laugh
told
about
them
it.
everything. He told them
Oh
about
good, they
hearing
busted
the
Hagrid out of
Disney
prison
World.
too. Glad that
How
happened.
Hermione
Yay!
realised
And
he
Molly
was hearing
Weasley's here for some reason.
But not
How Aragog
Arthur.
had told him where the last
Yeah, they couldn't be bothered
of the
to add his
basilisk
model in there. That would have been too much.
How he had guessed that Moaning Myrtle had been the victim.
Yeah,
The
choices.
entrance to the
Choices
basilisk's
is
lair
the word going
shone
through my
with
mind right now.
might be
So,
in the
yeah,
bathroom.
Molly Weasley busted Hagrid out of Azkaban. That's my headcanon. And
Professor Dumbledore
Dumbledore
explained that
is
50 years
clearly
ago,
in the
Lord
midst of some
Voldemort,
trip right
as a
now.
16-year-old
The light in his
child,
eyes does not
had
reflect the
enchanted
humanity of his
diary,
soul.
And that diary had enchanted Ginny.
See, this is why you don't want to buy your journals like pre-owned, because they might be haunted by the previous owner's soul.
Harry Potter seconds before throttling Dobby for trying to kill him throughout the year. Oh,
Oh God.
God, no.
Oh.
Once again, he truly
There's the
was
face.
the boy
Jesus.
Truly we were. Oh,
Ah,
God.
don't zoom in on it.
Truly we were Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets for the PlayStation 1. So yeah, the game just kind of ends like that. That's just adaptations for you, really. We didn't go into the hall at any point to get the floating beans, but it's fine.
Oh, damn it.
So we're going to sign off now, because like I said, this is very abrupt, and I want you guys to experience it in full. So I've been Antom64.
I've been NPM.
And I've been Richie.
And thank you once again for joining us in the PS1 world of Harry Potter. It's been a lot of fun revisiting this particular part of the franchise, and hopefully us three will be able to reunite next year for Hogwarts Legacy, and I'll be playing that live and whatnot. Spoilers, probably going to be a Hufflepuff.
Slytherin.
Look at all these simp points. God damn you, Malfoy, I hate you so much.
Gryffindor.
Yeah, I knew taking on those knights would pay off in the end. Oh. Yeah.
Gryffindor are in the lead on house points. Gryffindor.
House Gryffindor takes it for another playthrough, lads.
Gryffindor. That's it. We're done. So, yeah. Thank you all for tuning in to the Health Icons playthrough of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets for the PlayStation 1. I hope you all have a happy Halloween. And just go easy on the candy, alright? Don't turn into a Harry. Bye-bye.